Yeah. Know a nigga destined for greatness and shit, man. Sometimes they don't be feeling like that shit gonna happen though, man, you know. Yeah. Nigga be a little down about that shit, man. Then nigga just gotta remind himself how his purpose is, you heard me? Yeah. It's born for this shit. But maybe in another life, I can make the things I wanna happen. Cause I wanna happen to be the greatest that made it happen. Shit. I know every reaction has a reaction, but it seems our choice is limited. Fuck it, we just reacting. My back against the sheetrock, gavel all in my face, and my foundation is gravel, a rock, and a hard place.
There's 3 parts to the interview on there. I only watched one part.
I didn't even get to live. How much life is you gonna take? I mean, maybe if I was less honest and more credit, when the judge make decisions, then they would do more for me. Maybe if I'd have listened instead of trying to learn on my own, is how I preferred it, hard-headed and so determined. I'm turning all my losses into wins, I'm on some meek shit. Put it all in order to see that sequence. People look get close to you under a false pretense. Play the 50 and pretend, turn your back and they sneak this. They cross words and couldn't puzzle me. Trying to get the picture, don't get I'm the missing puzzle piece. Never could fit in with my peers and it used to puzzle me. Till I switched the frame up, now it isn't so puzzling. Cause nigga, I was born to be a star. Leaning on my rifle.
All right, what it is, people, salute. Y'all know what time it is. I'm going to get right into it. It's going to be kind of short. Y'all know I don't know too much about this Nature Boy dude. I done heard his name mentioned a couple of times, but the only Nature Boy I know is Ric Flair, for real. So, on one segment is about 15 minutes and 50-something seconds that I just got finished watching. I just seen that it's 2 more parts to the same interview that's up there, and I'm gonna check them out later. But the reason why what sparked me to do this is because of something that he said on there pertaining young Pharaoh. And I had never known, before I get into this whole spirit, I never even knew anything about Nature Boy, never heard of him, never seen him, never knew nothing. Young Pharaoh, I have seen and did know of because back in the day, I used to watch SANETER channel all the time when they used to do the debates, and he used to be out on the corner and the cats would be going back and forth, debating religion. Back in Brother Polite's heyday. And that's how I came across young Pharaoh. I say that to say that's what puzzled me about something that he said on there. And I'm looking to y'all vets that maybe y'all can educate me a little bit. I know they had a history of going back and forth. That I know just by watching YP channel. You know what I mean? And those videos I haven't even checked out yet. You know what I'm saying? But he says on there, and of course I recommend everybody to go over to OG SANETER channel and watch it themselves. But he says on there when SANETER asks him about the situation with him and YP, he does the usual like everybody doing, say why people's clout chasing or whatever, and that's why their issue started. But he says, SANETER, the second part to that question was, SANETER asked him, was young Pharaoh ever a part of his movement? He says no, but they had similar teachings. Then he goes on to say, I had more knowledge than him, but I let him be the front guy, let him be the mouthpiece, and I would give him the information. So I'm looking like, what? What are you talking about, dude? Like, I'm not going to say I know who this cat is because I don't. I'm going to repeat that again. But I have known who Young Pharaoh is since the little short dreads, you feel me? Since his since he did that presentation um that ended up, I can't remember what YouTube channel that was aired on because it wasn't on his. It might have been on his, but it was on another. It might have been on one of SANETER channels or one of the channels that SANETER was linked to. But he did a presentation on there about vibrations, about frequency and all that. You know what I mean? And somebody else ended up taking it and doing something similar. But I've been knowing who he was since then. I didn't know who this cat was. Now I don't know what time frame that him and those two was on SANETER's platform together, cause that's how SANETER said he found out, or the first time he met Nature Boy was him being on there with Young Pharaoh. But him saying that, I'm looking like, why you say that on this platform? Like, you gotta know that most of us know you're lying. You even gotta know SANETER know you lying. Despite the differences that YP and SANETER might have had in the past, like that's the thing that happens on YouTube when you have an opinion on somebody else's content. You know what I'm saying? That those things gonna happen. And he even tried to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to spoil it for most of y'all because it ain't what this live about. But he, when he was asked the first initial question, he even brought up, yeah. Oh, and yeah, because originally YP wanted to go with me to travel, but he on probation or parole or something, so he couldn't go. So he did the next best thing, and that's become an entertainer. And start clout chasing to build up his platform. So he started naming all the people that YP went after to take their followings to build up his platform, whatever. I'm like, dude, that sound good. And people really need to stop using the term clout chasing to describe everything. Because some things it just doesn't describe. You know what I mean? If a YouTuber that's smaller than another YouTuber make a commentary on something that YouTuber is doing that they don't like, that's not clout chasing. That's them doing what all of us do. Now, it's some people that you know that they're clout chasing because that's all their content is based around. Two different things. That's not all YP content has ever been based on. You feel what I'm saying? That's just from my standpoint. And that's before I even started doing this. You know what I mean? Because I always liked SANETER channel for that reason. Because I was into that whole debate. I love debates. It's an extension of just what battle rap is. So, of course, I would gravitate towards that. And SANETER, what a lot of people don't know, is part of the battle rap community. He deals with a lot of battle rappers, have interviewed battle rappers, have been at events. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of his platform that a lot of people don't know about or haven't even touched on because he don't talk about it too much. So you kind of sort of see him on their platforms instead of his own. But I say that to say I was just looking confused. Like I had to watch it twice. And that's probably why I didn't know about the other ones being all that. Because I'm looking at him. And then he's repeating verbatim at the beginning of that when he's talking about the whole being connected and grounded. And that's why the bottom of your feet white. I heard YP say that years ago. Years ago. I heard that before. But then he started doing what all the people like him do. And that's repeating the same shit over and over and over again. Because that's what they do. But I thought, now despite whether you got a issue with somebody or not, And in certain situations, I ain't picking side. But in this particular situation right here, to me, that's wrong to do, because now you're taking away from somebody's intelligence. You're trying to imply you was, and because me, and y'all can tell me if I'm reaching or I'm overthinking. I'm all right with that. I'm an Aries, so I know that's what I do. I have a tendency of doing that because I don't look at what people say. I look at what people don't say and what they trying to imply and what they want you to get from it. And I knew exactly what he wanted us to take from that interview, that I'm smarter than him. He wouldn't be him if it wasn't for me. I gave him that. And he ain't had to say that to me to get that point across. And I find that to be very, very, very disrespectful when you insult somebody's intelligence that way. Because the young brother is a very bright young man. He articulates himself well. I rocks with Shorty like that. Me, myself, personally, used to rock with Brother Polite like that. Even though some of the crap that Brother Polite say I don't really subscribe to, but to see a black man articulate themselves in a way that they think that we can't, coming from that environment, I'm a salute all day. And some of the things he did in the community, I don't like. I don't really like him, but back then, we all thought that way about him. You know what I'm saying? I feel that same way about YP when YP came out. It's good to see brothers articulate themselves from the environment in a way that they say that we can't. You know what I mean? I like that. And for him to try to take that away, because that's what he was doing. He was trying to take that away and say, hey, I'm smarter than him. He wouldn't even be who he is or where he at if it wasn't for me and him doing these other things. I ain't buying none of that. I ain't getting none of that. And again, like I said at the beginning of this, and hey, Rose, salute, sweetheart, I did not know anything about this cat. Never watched nothing on him. I heard him about him from a few of y'all in this community. Miss Meek today explained some things to me about him when I was on her platform today. She explained some things to me, and I was just like, wow, I ain't know it was still people out here like him, and people still, and how people still falling for that crap, which I don't like, you know what I'm saying? But him doing that, him saying that about the young brother agitated me, because you could have got on there and you could have said what you had to say. You could have even went in on him if you wanted to. I would have respected that more. If he'd have got on there and said, man, I don't want to speak on him, he this, he that, I would have respected that more than you to sit on there and try to imply that that young man is not what he claimed to be, and he only who he is because of you. Like you gave him something. Like you gave him some knowledge. Nigga. Like, but I see it's people that, you know what I mean, follow this weirdo, like this weirdo or whatever. Me, myself, personally, like I said, I don't know nothing about him. And I ain't even really too interested on even knowing anything about him. I'm going to finish watching these interviews on SANETER's platform. I'm going to check the rest of them out just because he on there. But I don't want to know nothing about his rhetoric myself. That just purely turned me off, just hearing them say that. Like, why you trying to take that from that man? Like, what's the point of doing that? You don't do that. You don't take credit for somebody else's intelligence. You know what I mean? When I know for a fact this young brother been speaking about what he been speaking about for a long period of time, and you set up there verbatim and repeated that. And see, I looked at it like, for me, since I have never heard him speak before, since I have never heard him say anything about his ideology, I felt like he said that for the people who don't know who he is and might know who YP is. Because, like I said before, immediately when he said that whole thing about being grounded in the bottom of your feet being white because of whatever, I immediately was like, he got that from YP. I heard YP say that years ago. So my belief is, I'm thinking that he said it so people like me wouldn't think or say he got that from where he got it from. Because a lot of stuff he just regurgitating from stuff that we didn't all heard other people say before. You know what I mean? From my personal opinion. I don't know. Y'all tell me, am I reaching? Did I look too far into that? You know what I mean? If y'all haven't seen it, I recommend y'all go to SANETER channel and check out the interview. You know what I mean? And y'all can leave a comment under this. Let me know how y'all feel about it. And let me know whether I'm reaching or not. I just seen it, and it made me feel some type of way. Like, I looked at that as being disrespectful. One thing, you know what I mean, I don't like as a man is for somebody to play with my intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody is going out their way to try to take credit for somebody else's intelligence, that says a lot about your intelligence. You know what I mean? To me, that says a lot about you as a man. Because again, I pride myself on there's some things that a man ain't supposed to do, in my personal opinion. And again, y'all, that's just me. But I stand on my square. And I stand on what I believe is right and exact. That's me, though. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that regardless if I had beef with the kid. And you don't take nothing away. You give props and respect, too. You give props and respect. If you at war with a warrior, you respect the warrior inside that warrior. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's an intellectual thing. You respect that. You don't try to discredit that. You respect that. That shows weakness in you if you can't even recognize the fact that the cat is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? And if you willing to go to war with that, knowing that that person is brilliant, that says something about your brilliance. But the fact that you're trying to take credit for the brilliance, so you're trying to take away from it, you're trying to subtract it, says something about you as a man, homie. Like, to me, it just says something about the cat as a man. Like, that's corny. That's some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? To me. And again, you know, y'all gonna let me know if I'm reaching or not, or if I'm overthinking it, because I could be. But that's just what I seen and got from it. Hey Liz, salute. But I recommend for all y'all to you know, check out the interview. There's a couple of different parts. So, and I originally was just going to do a video and edit it, but I told my daughter I don't feel like it, so I'm just going to go live because I was watching. I was like, I say something about this, or at least I got to talk to the people, make the people aware of it, and maybe people can educate me more or tell me whether I'm reaching or I'm wrong, because I take constructive criticism from anybody. You feel what I'm saying? But that shit, nah, man. I ain't buying none of that. I ain't buying none of that none of that bullshit he talking. I ain't buying none of that. I hope people don't believe that shit he talking. For most of us, I've been around, whether you been float around YouTube or not, if you've been watching the SANETER's channel for as long as me, then you know how long YP been teaching what he been teaching. You know what I'm saying? You know where that came from. You know what I mean? And can't nobody, I'm not going to sit around and allow somebody to try to fool people and take credit for something a young man still is doing on his own. You can't take credit for somebody's shit when they continuously have demonstrated what they do. Ain't nothing changed. It'd be a difference if you was around and they was one way and then you left and then they was something else. Nah, Shorty been consistent. The young God been consistent, yeah. Like right, wrong, and different, he been consistent. So you can't tell me that's because of you. Huh?
I'll see you in the morning.
All right, where you going?
About to go to like house smoke.
All right, but you're going to be here in the morning, right?
I should be.
All right, boy. But, as I was sorry about that, y'all, I was talking to my son. He might be, his birthday tomorrow, and he be 20, right? But still, a part of me is like, he's still like a little kid to me. It's like when he leave, still be wanting to make sure he good, he all right. You know what I'm saying? Still my little man for real, even though nigga taller than me. But anyway, I'm gonna close this out real quick. I just wanted to share that with y'all. And as I continue to watch these interviews, I'm going to probably do one more of these with a total view and breakdown about how I feel about what my perspective is of that situation. Then I'm not going to speak on it no more. Because as I said before, the only nature boy I acknowledge is Ric Flair. It's the only nature boy I acknowledge. I don't know no other nature boy. But Rick, that's my man. You know what I mean? Even though he ain't doing too well, but that's my man. I rocks with Rick. That's the only nature boy I know. And granted, it was a nature boy before Rick, because it was nature boy Buddy Rogers. But Rick is nature boy to me. You know what I'm saying? This other cat, I don't know. He talking about he the Messiah. And he got that, they gave him that title in the jungle in South America, some shit. Fuck out of here. I ain't trying to hear that. All that could be true. I don't know. I'm skeptical about everything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta prove it to me till you can't prove it to me no more. I'm a skeptic for real. I'm like trying to prove science, you feel? Like, you gotta prove it over and over and over again. But I think that shit was some bullshit that he said. I don't like the way he did that. And it sparked me to say something. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even like speaking on these weirdos for real. They weird. I don't like that weird energy. You know what I mean? But do yourselves a favor, because I think SANETER does really good interviews when he interviews any of these guys. I mean, he always stays even. You know what I mean? Even though I would like to see him challenge him on some of the shit he was saying in that segment. But I haven't watched the full product. You know what I'm saying? Before I continue with my opinion, I haven't watched the full product. I watched that part. This commentary is pretty much based on what he said in that part. And after I finish watching the rest, I'll come back and give a full breakdown on how I actually feel about the content. I'm gonna come back on stream, y'all. You know what I mean? If you want to, go watch the interviews, and later on we can go up on the panel and me and you can discuss it. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm about to do right now. Everybody that came in the building, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all. This thing wouldn't exist without y'all. You know what I mean? And y'all ladies have been my biggest supporters. Y'all always here. Liz, you already know. And Ro, you have been a rider since you've been coming over here. Ashe, you already know what it is, sis. It's always love with you. I wouldn't be doing this thing if it wasn't for you, for real. But I see y'all queens later. I'm gonna sign out. And I'm going to go finish watching the rest of these interviews. And later on, me and Ro going to talk about it. Salute. I'm out of here.